Good afternoon, Cross Timbers, and welcome to the Texan News Scoop, Texan TV's weekly review news show. Here we'll look at this week's top news stories on campus, the region, and beyond. My name is Sydney Burns, and it's February 5th, 2016. Here are this week's top stories. In campus news, Tarleton State University sent out a campus-wide email yesterday about a temporary ban on hoverboards. Hoverboards have been known to spontaneously combust, whether while charging or while riding. This ban is part of Tarleton's commitment to campus and student safety. The university will reevaluate the ban once applicable safety standards for the hoverboards have been issued by the CPSC or other nationally recognized testing laboratory. In regional news, if you love chocolate this Sunday, be sure to head out to the Tarleton State University W.K. Gordon Center in Stephenville for an afternoon with chocolate extraordinaire Kevin Wenzel. Starting at 2:30 p.m. on Sunday, Wiseman House Chocolates will be showcasing a brief history on the art of chocolate and tasting, as well as samples. The event is free and no reservations are needed. In state news, yesterday afternoon, a car drifted into a median on the Dallas area toll road and slammed into a stalled armored car. 3 people in the car were killed and an infant was left critically injured. Those who were in the armored car weren't seriously injured and did not require hospitalization. The Texas Department of Public Safety says the crash happened on President George Bush Turnpike, southbound near a ramp to eastbound Interstate 20 in Grand Prairie. DPS trooper Lonnie Haschel says the armored car was sitting in the paint of the split when the car veered out of the traffic lane and slammed into the armored car. In national news, the Southern California Gas Company is expected to permanently seal in a couple of days after leaking since October. The blowout of the largest natural gas storage facility has residents complaining of headaches, nausea, nosebleeds, and other symptoms. Public health officials blame the woes on an odorant added to the gas and said there shouldn't be long-term health problems. Nearly 4,400 residents have been relocated, and the company is now facing more than 24 lawsuits from residents and several public agencies. The company is also being charged by the Los Angeles District Attorney with misdemeanor criminal charges for failing to let state emergency officials know about the leak for 3 days after it was detected on October 23rd. The leak is still under investigation. In international news, the outbreak of the Zika virus across the Americas has now entered into the United States. Officials in Brazil are reporting 2 cases of the virus having been transmitted through blood transfusions. For more on this, we turn to a video from the Associated Press.
As the mysterious Zika virus spreads across large swaths of Latin America, Brazil, for the first time, is now reporting 2 cases of the virus being transmitted through blood transfusions. On Wednesday, U.S. health officials announced a person in Texas had contracted it through sex. Brazilian health officials are taking the same precautions with blood infected by Zika as those for all other blood-transmitted diseases. But there is still so much that is unknown about the Zika virus and how it is spread.
We cancel the procedure and do not allow donors to give blood. Even after the donors give blood, we request that they contact us if they think they have the symptoms of the infection, and that way we can stop the blood from being transfused.
As for a solution to the virus as a whole, scientists in Brazil are now trying an alternative to killing off mosquitoes, using genetically modified male mosquitoes that produce unviable offspring. In the meantime, Zika's link to microcephaly birth defects remain the biggest concern. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control is urging pregnant women to refrain from traveling to affected countries. Noreen Nasser, Associated Press.
For more of today's national and international news, we'll go to stories on the AP News Minute.
This is AP News Minute. Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders clashed in what's being called the most contentious Democratic presidential debate yet. Hot topics included campaign finance, foreign policy, and which candidate is really progressive. Organizers of this year's Summer Olympics in Brazil say the games will go on despite the outbreak of the Zika virus. Mosquitoes usually transmit the virus, which may be linked to birth defects. A pair of New York City police officers were shot and wounded while patrolling a public housing project Thursday night. Authorities say the suspect apparently killed himself. And federal officials are telling residents of Flint, Michigan to keep using filters on their tap water. The Environmental Protection Agency says the latest tests show high lead levels in the water, although the filters are keeping the levels down. Matt Small, The Associated Press, with AP News Minute.
This has been a production of the Texan News Scoop, product of the Texan News Service from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas. Tune in to Northland Cable Channel 9 on weekdays for Texan TV News, as well as our other programming. You can follow the Texan News Service on Facebook and Twitter, and check out our website at www.texannews.net. Tune in next Friday for the week's news and review. Today's broadcast was produced by Alejandra Arguin and Rebecca Hernandez. I am Sydney Burns, and have a wonderful weekend, Texans.